everybody, this is Sage Valentine and this is my Survivor POV. Last night, Woo decided it was time to make a move. Woo has been sleeping this entire season. I'm not sure what type of gameplay that he's been planning, but he had just ample time to just make some serious moves. Woo to me is about as aggravating as Miss Kass is. Kass, for some reason, now wants to, make a big move and try to get Tony out of the game. Meanwhile, last week when Tasha mentioned, let's get Tony out of the game, she wanted to keep him. So now, unfortunately, Miss Kass, you are stuck with him. Woo is now starting to play the game because he realized that Tony has been lying to his face the entire time that they have been in Cagayan. Sarah could have told them that, and I do recall other people being very iffy about Tony. If I'm not mistaken, and you guys can definitely correct me, I could have sworn Cliff was also very iffy about Tony as well. Tony has been the puppet master throughout this game, and he may continue to be the puppet master through this game, unless, of course, they luck up during the finale and next Wednesday and they come together as a consensus without Kass double-crossing anybody. And they make the decision to get Tony out. Because the main reason why they don't have Tony out at this point, irrespective to the whole idol thing, is because everybody has been hiding behind Tony. They've been too afraid to double-cross him. And it seemed as though anyone who threatened Tony or anyone who was stronger, anyone who started to see Tony for who he was, had to leave the game. I'm still kind of surprised that he even got rid of LJ. Because with LJ, they seem like a solid team together. They could have worked together. They could have gone far. But however, it didn't surprise me that he double-crossed Trish, because all that Trish really did was float along in his shadow. She never made any moves. I think the biggest thing she ever did was fight with Lindsay. That's about it. But the fight between Trish and Kass this episode is going to go down in Survivor history because of the things that were said and just stuff, and just Kass and her complete paranoia this entire season. She continued it, and now all of a sudden she wants to make a move, which I think is absolutely hilarious, and come together with Spencer and Woo and become this big alliance, when she had an alliance with the Tasha and Spencer, her fellow brains, and she decided that it was not good enough for her. She wanted to leave. However, she went out of the frying pan and into the fire, because now she really is on her own, because now that Trish is gone, it's basically Tony being the lone wolf, Woo and Spencer working together to get Tony out and eventually get her out. Who do I think will possibly win this game, to be completely honest? I have no idea. I put all of my trust, all my faith in Spencer, because Spencer's really the only one left, and seeing him smiling at Tasha while she was sitting in the jury thing, or the jury little box thingy, it just warmed my heart, because it proves that they truly did have a camaraderie and they truly did work together. Tony could make it to the end, because Tony could just bulk up, get himself together, and completely blindside Woo and get him out of there, but then he could blindside Spencer. At this point, Tony may just end up being one of the top two. As for who will sit next to him, hopefully it's Spencer. Because if Woo ends up next to Tony, I'm not sure if Woo will win. Spencer probably has the biggest chance of winning against Tony than anyone else. And Kass is still resigned herself to the idea that she's going to win. I honestly don't think Kass is going to win. Kass is not going to make it that far, and she's rubbing people the wrong way. And the fact that she was just after Trish last episode, I was done. That was too funny. Just too funny. And she called Trish the skeleton banshee or something. And then Tony was talking to her in a llama speak, whatever it was he did. But the one thing I will say before I end this episode is that hopefully in future seasons, or however long Survivor's going to go, the future players see this season and do not make the mistakes of many of these contestants. They're not open about everything. They don't show their secret idols. They don't allow someone like Tony to make it this far. They don't ride each other's coattails to the point where they're not making any moves. And Trish didn't even try during that immunity challenge. Trish was just like, I'm going to take my sweet time. She didn't try. And most of all, if they have an alliance, they stick to that alliance until they get to a certain point where it's time to play the game for yourself. And if they put you in teams, you don't make the strongest person, David, your weakest player, and then vote him out, and then turn around and that person vote somebody else out. This really isn't an open forum type thing. The open forum thing didn't work, and this whole blindside season has like started a trend. Maybe next season they may blindside other people and really not tell them, because a lot of people this season have been surprised that they were going home. The biggest surprise for me was Bryce, when Bryce went home, because I was like, Bryce has a serious game. Bryce isn't on anybody's radar, but they sent Bryce packing, which was pretty upsetting. But it just goes to show other players that, like, you have to be on your own. He played a hell of a game, I'll tell you that. It wasn't his fault he went home, but for someone like Cliff thought that he was easy in this game, easy like Sunday morning. You have to always be on your P's and Q's. So until next Wednesday, everyone, thank you guys for tuning in. I love all you guys. I love all 60 of my subscribers. I'd love to have more. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know who you think is going to win, who has a chance, and who will be the top 2 or the top 3. Because Kass, hopefully Kass is out, but if Kass ends up in that top 3, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, guys, take care. Have an awesome Thursday. I'm going to try to chill out, finish watching the 100. Maybe watch Fargo before Grey's Anatomy and just take it easy. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Hannibal. Definitely make sure that you guys check out my review of 24, and hopefully they allow us to see the rest of Believe, hopefully. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy. Bye, guys. I love you all. Bye.